Hey, it's supposed to be Holmes is where the heart is month of
Hmm.
February.
Yeah.
It's also Black History Month. But I don't have any ready at hand. I don't have. Oh, Lovecraft Country for that's part of if I were to do a book haul. The other thing is Holmes is where the heart is, and I picked this up at a thrift store for $1.99. This
Bruh.
is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Complete Sherlock Holmes, Volume 2. So, in true Steve fashion, we're starting with Volume 2.
Yes, but does it have Baskervilles in it?
It does not.
Oh, okay.
I suppose Volume 1 has Baskervilles in it. But my kid's reading that for AP Lit, so maybe I can get a copy of it
And then,
that way.
they didn't check it out from the library, did they?
No, probably not.
Okay, because I'm gonna text them and tell them not to let you borrow it.
Yeah, but this is not a book haul that I'm doing. This is a book haul that you're doing today.
Yes, February has been a hell of a month for book hauls for me. But before we get too far into it, I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
and this is Check Your Shelf. So yeah, this past month, as short as it is, has flown by, and my lady and I have been out like driving around doing stuff, and we've hit a bunch of thrift shops and Goodwills and Salvation Armies, and um, I'm not a book collector anymore. I mean, I have books that I like that I buy for myself. So the vast majority of what I found is going to eventually go to other people, but for right now, they're going to take up space on my bookshelf. So, in true fashion, though, when we hit our local Goodwill, I found one book, but I found one book that it was worth the whole dollar I paid for it. I found this and I immediately thought of Brian from Bad Taste Books. So, Brian, after I get done rereading it a couple times, I'm going to pass it on to you. But I messaged him and asked him if he would be interested in this. This is a Find Your Fate written by R.L. Stein featuring Indiana Jones. And I believe his answer was hell yeah. But it
Not
gets
just
even
yeah.
better.
Hell yeah.
I didn't mention I didn't mention it to him in the video or in the text, but it's illustrated too. So so I read it because it's a choose your own adventure type book, and I got to thinking, you know what? This would make a great adventure for my quasi Lovecraftian role playing game Under a Gibbous Moon, available soon. The link will be eventually down below. But anyway, no, this book is great. I've read it twice now. It's a lot of fun. Why am I holding it like that? That was my measly local Goodwill haul. So then we took a trip to Valparaiso because Amy was telling me about this little thrift shop called like Vintage Valpo or Valparaiso Vintage that her daughter and friends like to go to when they're in town. And it was just a little small place, didn't have a lot of stuff for me. It was like what you'd imagine in the Midwest in a vintage shop owned by a little old lady who needed help opening her salsa jar. So, but I did find some pretty cool stuff. I found a small pile of these kind of Galaxy magazines. Like I found this is the oldest one I believe from like the mid '60s. So I found this one. I love this whack ass cover right here. I don't even know what's going on in it, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Looks like she's shooting that moon or planet or whatever.
She's throwing flames at it for some reason, I guess.
Hmm.
I'm sure the story's in here. Probably not. I never heard of this magazine.
If
These are what you call digest magazines. They were the rage for a while, but it looked pretty cool.
yeah, that cover's pretty neat.
And science fiction analog.
Hmm.
I needed to round out, 4 for 5 or whatever it was. So I had to grab this one. But yeah, they didn't have a lot of books. But
I think
when
that last
found
one,
these,
that last one's now
Oh.
called Science Fiction Digital, and I heard they're going
Yes.
to change it to Science Fiction AI next.
and it's all you're gonna be able to find. They're gonna shove it in your face everywhere you look.
That's right.
Here, you want this AI, don't you? You want the AI. Well, that was it for the little thrift shop. But
Did
it's
you
still pretty cool
did you
find.
actually have to help her with her salsa?
Yeah, it was funny. I was up there putting my books up there, and she's got the jar, and she's like working at it, and she kind of gives me the look that I get when it comes to opening pickle jars and stuff, and I'm just like, so I took it from her. I'm joking. I'm like, I really hope I can open this because I'm gonna look bad. But yeah, of course I did the dad thing. You loosened it for me. So then, like the next weekend, we went to my absolute favorite Goodwill around here. There's a Goodwill in Portage that never fails to have just a mountain of science fiction. Now, I'm not the big sci-fi guy, but I can appreciate that, like, there are people that are, and I hope they know about this place. And but in amongst all those sci-fi books, I usually find stuff that I like. So yeah, I made out like a bandit that day. Let's see where to start. I found these. I've never been interested in reading these Steve Perry books. Like, what is it?
Matador.
Matador and The Man Who Never Missed by Steve Perry. I remember when they came out, I remember thinking, why does every cover have somebody standing there like that? So I never really gave them much thought, but I'm curious if anybody's ever read these, if they're any good, because they're small enough that I'd probably, give them the old, college try to see if I could get into them. But yeah, these are Ace books.
I could hear it now. And Blake stood with his back against the wall and one of his feet propped up on the wall, like on the cover.
Yeah, like on the cover. Well, this is the funny thing, and I don't know if this always happened, but like I read the first couple pages of each one. And this one, The Man Who Never Missed, starts out, death came for him through the trees, right? So then I cracked open Matador, which for some reason doesn't want to focus. Matadora. Death came for her from behind a child's game. So apparently, death comes for characters that Steve Perry writes.
I bet that's a thing. I bet you could. Somebody tell us if you know Steve Perry. Does he start every book like that? Death came for him from the sky. Death came from him from the sea. Death came for him across land. Death came for him from
in
all
the form
ships.
of the salmon moose.
Yeah.
And I can't pass up an opportunity for this, so I picked up 3001, The Final Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke. I don't know if you have a copy of this or not, or if you want a paperback copy of it, Steve, but I've got one if you want one.
I do not have it. I have 2001 and 2010.
Okay. Well, then I'll put this in your pile with your stainless steel rat stuff.
Oh, thanks.
I found this Time Wars book, the Ivanhoe Gambit. The cover was so wacky I had to have it. But I'm pretty sure I've seen some of the guys talk about the Time Wars books. It's an Ace book. But in true fashion, here I am, sandwiched in a bunch of other gigantic books. I see like a skinny book, and I'm like, I bet that's a good one. Joint Time Wars. So that's that's one of my hunting techniques. Oh, and it's by Simon Hawke, if that is in fact your real name. I don't believe anybody has the name Hawke with an E on the end of it.
I like his brother, Mike.
He had to distance himself from Mike. That's why he put the E on the end of his name. So,
He wanted to get as far
no, we're
away
not
from
related.
Mike Hawk as possible.
Yeah, don't change your entire name. Just this one's a bit fatter than what I normally get into, but I try to grab David Drake novels when I find them. I much prefer his what little fantasy he did write. I prefer his fantasy over his science fiction, but like if you like hardcore military sci-fi, you know, Drake was your man. This was pretty cool. I had to have it. He likes big he likes big tank battles, in case you can't figure that out. Yeah.
Who doesn't like a good big tank battle?
Like the Hammer Slammer series that was a bunch of short stories, and I think there might have been one or two actual novels. They were all right. Then
The Hammer Slammer, by the way, was my name when I was a wrestler.
That's right. I was the rim rocker, you were the hammer slammer.
Rim rocker. God.
I always look for Penguin books wherever I go, because I like, and I have one that I'm going to show in a little bit, because I love the black and orange with the little penguin on it, you know.
Let's see.
But I saw this one and immediately had to have it, because there's somebody you and I both know that is going to get this book very soon. But I found The Poseidon Adventure by Paul Gallico. Apparently, this is the book that the movie was inspired by. So, yeah, if I can turn it upside down. Yeah, you turn it upside down, and little people come falling out of it.
They're like, finally.
Over on the Return of the Son of the Show, we have a little series we do called The Importance of Being Earnest. And one of the movies we haven't done yet is The Poseidon Adventure, because we're making our way through a lot of his Ernest Borgnine's lesser known movies. So yeah, Mark,
this is coming for you.
You're welcome.
Hey, show us the penguin.
Oh yeah, I like the little penguin on the, you know,
cute.
He's not. These aren't the vintage ones, but there he is.
That's a cute little penguin.
I have a small collection building over here.
Can penguins die like a duck? They're both birds, but one's flightless, one's not. But hey Siri, can penguins die like ducks? Penguins also experience deaths due to predators, just like other species of birds. We've learned a lot today.
So this next batch I picked up at the this little thrift store behind, I can't remember the name of the thrift store, but it's behind this brand new Chinese buffet place that opened up in Valpo. So we gorged ourselves and then had to walk off a little bit of the gorging. So we go into this place, and it's a huge, unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it, but it's just all this furniture and all this bric-a-brac and tons of clothes. And I see this little bitty bookshelf, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll go over there and see what kind of James Patterson novels they have. Well, it turns out it was a red herring. That was their cookbooks. But I found they have this library down in this store. And it's pretty damn big and packed. But we only had like half an hour, so I had to burn through so much, you know, to find stuff. But I did find some pretty cool stuff. First thing I found, because I don't own it, this is a Stir of Echoes by Richard Matheson. Not the best cover. It's obviously, I believe it was for the movie tie-in. the story is fantastic. I'm pretty sure Nick Book Graveyard covered Stir of Echoes a long time ago, and it was one of the first of his videos I ever saw. And I'm like, wait, he likes Richard Matheson. Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching his channel for a while. But yeah, Stir of Echoes.
I like to recommend
Eventually-
books to Nick that he's already covered. So, Nick, you should pick this book up.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh, also Weird Frequencies. You should get that.
Yes.
I have a copy of it here somewhere.
Yeah, so do I. But what did I do with it? Huh. Oh, it's not. Yeah, you have to get it because it's in my reading space in the living room.
I don't know where it is. I'll bet people are probably screaming right now. It's right behind you. It's like they're screaming at me like people in a movie theater when they're in a
Don't go
horror
in
flick.
there.
It's right behind you.
Well, you know me. Any chance I get, I pick up H.G. Wells.
Oh yeah.
And this is a twofer. It's got the Time Machine and War of the Worlds. I
Wow.
picked it up for War of the Worlds because it's one of my favorite books of all time. This is one of those books that at one time I had probably a dozen copies of War of the Worlds, and I would give them to people whose life I think it would enrich.
Mhm.
And now I'm down to just one, but one I have a backup. But yeah, Time Machine and War of the Worlds.
Introduction by Isaac Asimov.
Oh yeah, introduction by Asimov. Look at that. I might read the introduction. I've read these books numerous times.
The Time Machine. The movie's okay, but the story I love. Like I think the
Yeah.
story's way better than the movie, even though the movie's still pretty good.
Yeah, you know what H.G. Wells' story gets like no love out of like his popular ones, because he's got other books that most casual readers of science fiction and whatnot don't are aware of. But there's a couple that they're not aware of. But one of the ones I feel that doesn't get enough love that should is The Island of Dr. Moreau. I would love to do a deep dive on that at one point, because there's some themes in that book that I'm like, did I just imagine that, or was he going for that?
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to do a Island of Dr. Moreau,
Buddy read.
buddy read, deep dive, whatever you want to call it, let us know down below. Still at the same thrift shop, in my ever fruitless quest to find a Western that I actually like, I grabbed this one. This is Kill McAllister.
Kill McAllister.
I thought this guy was Kill McAllister.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Is that the
that's
guy's
unfortunate.
name? Are we trying to
That's
kill
unfortunate.
McAllister, or is his name Kill?
No, they are trying to kill Mr. McAllister.
It's like,
But it's one of these thin reads.
or could it
That's good.
be? It's like it's a river out in the Northeast. Like they call like the rivers out there. They call them kills sometimes. So maybe it's a river called Kill McAllister. It's from the
Yeah.
old Scottish. Maybe it takes place in McAllister's kind of a Scottish name. Maybe it's a Western that takes place in Scotland near a river called Kill McAllister.
Could be. Kill McAllister and get the girl. Kill McAllister and get the gold. So apparently McAllister is some badass cowboy that everybody wants to kill.
Yeah, it's like Kill Bill.
And yeah. Yeah, we don't say, that's a weird name for a movie.
Right.
Is his last name Bill?
His last name's Bill. First name Kill.
That's
Kill
right.
Bill. That's right. My parents are weird.
Anyway, like I said, it's a shorty, so I'll probably give it
That is
crack it open and give it a
shoddy.
look-see. But this is the find.
Stud.
The man
King
from
on-
Stud.
The man from
King
Stud.
on Queen.
What in the wide world of sports are we looking at?
I immedately texted Nick. This isn't sleaze, kids.
Really?
This goes This goes a little bit further than your sleaze.
Oh.
When you do the thing, the acid test for me is, look at that purple
Oh, yeah.
text block.
Mhm.
When the acid test for me is just crack it open to any page, just a blind page number, and
If you
and
see the word
certain activities are
manhood,
going on, it's coming home with me.
got it. So the sleaze versus smut is a matter of degrees and nuance.
Yes.
It out.
The man from Stud sniffs out a hot piece and goes headlong into the most erotic caper of his career.
Erotic caper. What do you want to do? What do you want to do tonight, honey? How about an erotic caper? Sounds good. the busiest escape room in town is called Erotic Caper.
The erotic caper, it's really what's the little seasoning?
Oh yeah, the capers. Erotic capers. Oh God. How about chocolate sauce or something? Nope, got to be capers.
Nope, capers.
And hey, but if anybody out there runs a swingers club, idea for you: escape room.
Okay, I'm down to my last pile here, and it's a big one. This stuff here we found at this Salvation Army store in, I want to say, Maryville. We were just out last weekend having a wild adventure that involved a flat tire, which was fun. But before all that happened, I found some pretty sweet books at the Salvation Army, which we don't have one around here, so I don't really think of it as a place to look for books. So this was a new one on me. I don't know if this is indicative of all Salvation Army stores, but I might have to start going to them if that's the case. When I was talking about penguins earlier, I wanted to get this copy of Frankenstein before we were going to do our Frankenstein video back during the spooky season. This is the 1818 text, and I love this cover, and it's got very few. I mean, somebody used it for school, but it's got almost no lines in it, you know. But I love that cover. See if it'll focus.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's one more for my stack of penguins. I know a lot of people like the vintage penguins, like Jeff had a whole video about it recently. But I don't know. I like the white banner, the little penguin. Sometimes it's black and orange, but yeah, this is pretty tight. I like this.
Remember when I was in that new wave band in college called Stack of Penguins?
And he waddled like a penguin. He didn't die like a duck.
Die like a duck. Die like a duck. Stack me like a penguin.
I'm not a Nick Carter fan, but that I cannot pass up covers from this era.
There's a dragon on it.
Yeah, it's this is Nick Carter Deadly Doubles. I tried reading a couple of these back when I was heavy into finding all kinds of paperbacks and couldn't really get into them, but that illustration is fantastic. Of course, the book, this is a charter. They don't tell you who the cover artist is, but I'm pretty sure half the people who we communicate with on BookTube know who this cover artist is and could let us know. Easily half. I don't even know what this is.
Oh,
Cooper Smith
yeah.
dolls.
Cooper
With
Smith.
a weird photo cover.
Yeah. Is that sleaze or smut?
I don't think it's either one, because I did the thing about 5 times and couldn't find anything.
Oh.
And that's not a very good sign. But I don't know what it is. if anybody knows what it is, anybody wants it, let me know down below or send me a message. But Cooper Smith dolls, I had to have it because sometimes photo covers are annoying. This one was just weird enough to come home with me.
Wonder if it's inspired Charlie's Angels. Maybe
I
they're
don't know.
crime fighting models, and he's like Tom Bosley.
Once you've known Cooper Smith dolls, no other dolls will do.
Maybe it's literal. Maybe they're like trying to compete with Barbie.
Maybe. By Robert James Griffin? That's not a name.
Bob Griffin.
I grabbed this one. Ross McDonald's The name is Archer. Archer is his character. I grabbed it just because I don't have any, and I don't know if they're any good or not. But when I got home and started flipping through it, I discovered this is a collection of his short stories. So, you know me, I'll give a short story a whirl. So, other than that, I don't know. I know very little about Ross McDonald. So, but I'm gonna give some of these short stories a whirl.
I know they don't need my cover design advice, but I thought the name is Archer Ross McDonald. I'm like, you could have done a slightly different font or something. I don't know.
Yes, or maybe move this up a little higher.
Yeah,
A little more gap here.
yeah,
Put by.
yeah.
Oh, it's got a cool gun on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Now here's a character I've only heard of. I've never read, but I grabbed him because this cover is another great vintage cover. This is Shell Scott by Richard S. Prather. The Chim manuscript?
I think it's Chaim.
Chaim?
Maybe. Is there any indication that this is like Israeli espionage or anything like that?
It doesn't say nothing on the back.
Well,
Anyway,
somebody tell us how to pronounce that word. Chaim?
yes.
Chaim?
And if you've read any of the Shell Scott series, and if Richard S. Prather really isn't the guy's name, let us know down below. But I love this kind of James Bond, what was it, Thunderball kind of, illustration for the cover.
That's cool.
This one's a little more detailed, but I found another one, The Sweet Ride, which you'd think would be a Man from Stud book, but
It looks like Leslie Nielsen in the background.
Yeah, any minute, like he'll be like farting and stuff or falling out of a window. But yeah, The Sweet Ride by Richard S. Prather, a new Shell Scott novel. A simple matter of a small town corruption explodes into a dirty case of multiple murder. So apparently he's some kind of detective or something is my guess. But yeah, it's a pretty cool cover though, I gotta admit.
Yeah.
One more. And this one kind of sort of ties into what we're going to be doing really soon with Brian and Nick. Dramatic pause. Alistair McLean's Force 10 from Navarone. This is the movie poster. The book doesn't have who did the illustration, but this is a pretty famous movie poster. And you got where is it here? You got Robert Shaw here. I think that's Harrison Ford. I forget who all else is in the movie, but yeah, I'm a fan of Alistair McLean by. Not unintentionally. Like I didn't realize I was till I found out I read like 7 or 8 of his books. So I'm like, oh, well, apparently I like the guy. But yeah, this is the sequel to Force 10 from Navarone. Or this is the sequel to the Guns of the Navarone.
I gotta say it. I'm Superfly TNT. I'm Guns of the Navarone.
Well, there you have it, kids. That's my February was good to me book haul.
That was a good haul, dude. Wow.
I may have to take a break because I don't want to get too like I said, a lot of these books I'm gonna give away to anybody that want them or anybody that I think would want them. It's like I'm not gonna send The Man from Stud to Tim. You know,
Tim? Nick
But-
might like it. I don't know. Everybody's always giving each other books. How do you do the media mail thing? And how many books can you mail with it? And how much does it cost? Because the last time I sent some books, I was happy to do it. It didn't bother me, but it was like $20-some. And somebody's like, it doesn't have to be $20-some. I was like,
no. In fact, I got this. You take your package in there, and when they're like, check off that this doesn't have anything fragile, flammable, explosive, I just go, they're books. And they're books? Well, then they sign it up media mail, and you pay a fraction of what you would normally.
so they don't even look, and it doesn't have to be a special box or anything.
Nope.
What?
Because I've used two different. One was an old box from Bezos's store, and the other one I forget what it was. And they were different sizes, different weights, but yeah, it ended up being like $5 maybe
Wow.
for one the books that I sent to Brian recently. It was like $5.
Got it. Well,
Yeah.
now I know what to do. So you don't need special packaging or anything. You just take it in there, say,
Yep.
it's books.
It's books.
So if
Yep.
I wanted to mail, let's say I wanted to mail a fully charged lithium battery, some turpentine, and a human foot, all I got to do is just be like, it's books. And they'll be like, $5.
guess
I
as
could
long
send
as
those
the
things.
I guess as long as the human foot isn't dripping.
Oh, good point. I better put it
Yeah.
in a Ziploc bag or something.
Yes, we here at the Check Yourself would like to do not endorse sending human appendages through the mail.
Well, probably the most dangerous part was the lithium battery. That's probably
Yeah,
like,
which
Foot is no big
happens
deal.
every Christmas. Like Grandma's
Oh,
sending
yeah.
little Joey something with lithium batteries in it, and they're like, it's fine.
that's fine. Human foot is no big deal. You want a human foot? I can get you a human foot in 10 minutes. Shut up, Donnie. That's
All right. On that note,
probably enough.
I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
and the next time you're looking for something to read,
Check your shelf.
or your local Salvation Army, Goodwill, thrift shop. So do you want to make me bigger, or
I've never
no?
wanted,
We don't have to just.
I've never wanted anything more in my life. And with that, I'm Steve. That's Paul. Next time you're looking for something to read, check your shelf.